Welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is On the Anvil, episode 37.
Yes, that is correct.
And I don't know what I say after that, but I'm not used to getting it right.
The city planning committee, because guess what we're doing tonight, guys?
We're going to plan a city?
Yeah. We've got some zoning issues we need to work out. We're trying to put in a new library.
It's tough. The library's tough. Yeah. Well, anyway, this is On the Anvil. This is the show where we take you behind the scenes at Dwarven Forge and show you a little bit of our process, what we're up to, what we're doing, having fun. We hang out, we drink a beer for a couple hours, and talk about what's going on.
They're saying my volume's too low to hear my good jokes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you got good jokes this week?
I honestly felt like I kind of killed that opening, but nobody heard it, so. You know, this is the way it is. Snowing, freezing, Central Texas. Oh yeah, man. If any of you are in, actually, a couple of you, yeah, Greg and Paul are both in Texas right now. Man, I hope you guys are doing all right. We've got Andrew. We talked about Andrew a couple times on the show. He's one of the newer members of the team. He's
newest. He's literally.
He's the newest one. He's real messed up right now.
Well, no, he's been at intermittent power, like an hour of power every half a day, and no water. And he has a 2-year-old, and they're hanging in there. Geek Jeff, also without power and electricity and water, and yeah, it's pretty tough. Jenny OC without water. So our hearts are going out to you if you're in Texas or anywhere affected. Can't do that.
Yeah. So first off, let me know if my audio is now better, if it's where it needs to be, if there's still a problem. Like, oh, that's a lot of subs. Thank you, No Time for Dudes, for 5 gift subs, and up class TIE Fighter also gifted subs. A lot of subs. Thank you guys.
Usually the way I know your audio is good is if it's overpoweringly loud here, then it's just right on the air.
Perfect.
Yeah, just how you like it.
So yeah, we're calling this episode the City Planning Committee because tonight we're giving you, we're telling you what's going on with the next Kickstarter, our return to cities. But before that, we got some stuff we got to get through.
Ooh.
We got what? Yes.
The news.
The news, yes.
Right. This is the best.
The news and then a couple other things, but the news first.
All right. News. All right. Welcome to the Dwarven Forge News. This in today in February. What day is it? February 17th. This is the news. What's the news, Chris?
Thank you, Nate. First off, we've got a reminder out for everybody who's watching who may have partaken in the Wildlands Kickstarter. The Pledge Manager was reopened just over a week ago for the resin pieces and the water-based terrain trays and mats. That will be closing this upcoming Tuesday. So if you have not yet finalized your order, make sure you do that. If you had finalized your order before the Pledge Manager reopened and you haven't changed anything, you do not need to finalize again. You're okay. But if you got any new stuff, just make sure you go in there and finalize before it closes, or we'll have to send customer service after you.
That voice. That's this is why I don't watch the news.
Yeah. Wow!
Coming at you like.
That's almost as bad as the "you got a good face for radio" line.
Facts. So if you we got one more week to add resin sets or terrain trays to your pledge if you're in the Wildlands pledge. We showed off the resin last week, which is super fun to build with. I can't wait till we have a couple. We have some factory final ones and a bunch of them. We can do some crazy builds. But
yeah. If you haven't seen the if you didn't see us demoing the resin sets and you want to see them in action, see them built in line with stuff, go ahead and check out last week's episode. It's backed up both here and on the Dwarven Forge Live YouTube channel. I should put a link here as well. But if you just search Dwarven Forge Live, all one word, the way that it's spelled here on YouTube, it's the only thing that shows up. Check out Resin Piece is the name of that episode. Yeah, make sure you check those out. It was a very fun night. We ran late. A lot of cool demos.
It did go
Man,
long.
This hype train has taken off.
Oh no, we got another hype train going?
It's level 4. We're very close to maxing it out again already. People are being very generous. Thank you. Mad Roboticist gifted 5 subs as well.
Woo!
Thank you guys.
Well, it sounds like people are gearing up for our 1 week anniversary celebration.
They are, but we have a couple more things to say before we get into that. We have 2 Kickstarters that friends of ours are doing that we would love for you guys to go and support if they sound interesting. First off, Jonathan over at Wargaming Recon is running the Kickstarter for his next season of Wargaming podcasts. He works very hard. He's extremely passionate about it.
He might actually be in the chat tonight too. He usually tunes in. He's been doing it.
Around.
He's the longest running wargaming podcast, I think, in the world or something. He's a really nice dude. He had Stefan and I on a couple years ago, and they're in their last 48 hours. And I think if they hit something, they're not trying to raise a lot of money, right? They've raised like $1,200 or something. So it's just, to keep his podcast going. He's gonna dye his hair a crazy color. What a good idea.
Wonder where he got that.
Yeah, if they go do something. So go poke around if you want to. Even throw $5 helps him keep it moving.
Yeah, he's very nice dude. He's been a very positive part of our community for a long time.
Yeah.
Very passionate about what he does, and deserves to be noticed. The other one is this is a company that Nate has been a fan of for a while. It's Ghost Tiny. They've got a Kickstarter right now for their fine detail paint brush sets, specifically for minis.
Ghost brushes.
Nate, you know most about them.
They it's the classic like dude in a basement making who's passionate about this hobby, making something cool. So he's trying to make affordable paintbrushes for mini painters. So he did these the Ghost brush for their dry brushes, which are, dude, they're amazing. And I love them, and they're like $3 a piece or something. They're really, so it's like they're not insane costs, especially because you're gonna rip through them, whatever. But he has a whole line of brushes, but this new batch are detail brushes, which should be really fun. And he's sending his name's Jeff, and he's gonna send a couple of samples our way so we can show them off on the air, and you guys can fire them up on the Hobby Hang and see test them out live in the air.
I'm very excited. I've been tearing up the brushes that I've been using, so I could use some new ones. And if these are good for details, that's what I'm bad at. So it'll be nice to supplement that.
So you'll be even worse if you were crisp it.
I'm gonna make those brushes look so bad.
It'll be no, but he's a really great dude, and he's it's the same thing. Just a guy trying to make cool stuff for the hobby, and they're super affordable. Like they're literally $3 for a brush, and there's big bundles and.
People are asking if we could do that as a giveaway for the Hobby Hang.
Oh, that would be great.
I wonder if we could do that. Yeah, we should. Yeah. We should talk about that.
Yeah, that would be super cool.
There's a couple people in chat who say they're familiar with their stuff. Method Man is here saying they make great brushes.
Method,
which that's a pretty ringing endorsement.
Dude, Method
Man knows his gear.
Dude, he represents. Yeah. Well, and they have one of my favorite things. They have white bristles, so that they're easy to clean. Like you can see if they're clean or not. The dry brushes are amazing because they're flat and I don't know. Go check it out. It's good.
Yeah, that's Ghost Tiny, all one word. I posted the link before. So just scroll up a little bit if you don't see it. Let's see. How many brushes do you think Untamed will take me?
Oh.
Here's the thing. So, I mean, you probably won't want to use them for doing most of the painting in Untamed, but then, like, once you get to the details and, like, hitting all the little, like, animals and flowers and stuff, that's when you want to bust them out.
Oh, he just unlocked, by the way, a tiny dry brush, which is really, in this new Kickstarter, there's a detail dry brush, which is really kind of awesome. Yeah, I'm very excited for these.
I could actually use that.
Yeah.
Let's see. And so that's all the news outside of stuff pertaining to the anniversary game, which, for a brief reminder, if you are here and you are familiar with what's going on next week, we're like this whole month we've been sort of celebrating the fact that this is our 1-year anniversary. Our first stream was actually February 18th, 2020. So literally tomorrow is the anniversary, and we'll be celebrating it at the Hobby Hang tomorrow. It'll be like a special anniversary Hobby Hang. But outside of that, we're also doing kind of a digital convention, sort of. Next week, we'll be streaming 4 days in a row. And basically all 4 of those streams are going to be building up to Friday's stream, which is going to be this massive interactive game. And we randomly selected some 3 players from our viewers, and we've been having you all submit builds up through a couple days ago. And tonight we're going to reveal 3 of the builds that we picked to use. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to set live a poll for you guys to vote on the rest of the submissions that we had, so you can pick the next 3 rooms. And then next Tuesday's stream will be a build jam between Toby and Tyler, where they will be competing to build the 4 corners of the boss room, and you guys get to vote on who who wins each corner of it, basically. So you get to decide like what the boss room is made up of, basically, based on what they build. And then Wednesday, our On the Anvil stream will be an encounter building stream where we take that boss room and the 6 builds that have been selected from what you guys have submitted, and we design all the encounters that are going to happen during that build. Oh, looks like it went out. Oh, it's because he's setting some up. Don't worry.
Oh.
As long as you can hear me, that's all that matters.
I realized I didn't grab the build pictures. Wait, why did yours go?
He's setting up the pictures because he's setting up the pictures to show the builds that we picked. Looks like I'm back now.
Are you back?
Yeah, I'm back now.
It might be.
Oh, now I'm gone. Now I'm gone again. Just set up what you need to set up. It's not a huge deal. I'll come back. I'll come back when I'm meant to. Don't worry about it. Just get your stuff set up.
All right, now you should theoretically stay up. I don't know. Let's see. Hang on.
Okay.
There's a
but Wednesday we'll be doing the encounter building where we will decide what happens in each room. Then Thursday on the hobby hang next week we will be painting the player minis. And then Friday the game happens and we'll be playing a game with all the stuff pulled from the community, and you guys will get to vote in polls and spend channel points to influence the game, basically. It's going to be fun. It's going to be wild and probably go off the rails, but we live off the rails, so I'm very excited about it. So we are going to, if you are one of the players in the game, we're going to need you to look away from the chat for a little bit. I will post in the Discord when it is okay for you to come back. Hey, you guys completed level 5 of the hype train. Thank you.
Woo!
Before we even really got into it. That's a lot of support. Thank you. Yeah, we are going to, if you're one of the players, we're going to reveal the builds that we've selected now. And then afterwards, we're going to show off that Caverns build that we've been building over the last couple weeks, if you guys remember that, with the illuminated eggs and all that. Nate finished that, and we'll be showing it off after we reveal these builds. So yeah, if you're one of the players, we'll give you a couple more seconds to get out, and then Nate, whenever you're ready, I guess let's...
Well, first we should say it was so fun to look through all these submissions. Like, it's such a wide range, and the bonkers quotient very high. Like, I appreciated the bonkersosity, and just sort of the fun and the details and the variety, and I don't know. We were like, how do we work in more of these things? How do we whatever? Because it's like it's awesome, and I love the constraints of 12x12. Is like, it makes it. I don't know. They're really it's really cool. And it's like,
which I guess is actually technically the thing. Is like, yeah, we were looking at it, and so because of that, we actually have selected 5 instead of 3. We'll go more into detail as we reveal it. But as we were looking through the builds, we got a couple ideas, and so we will.
Here's the thing.
I'm excited.
It's super cheesy to say, but everybody's a winner. Like I don't know, just the fact that everybody made these like cool things and whatever. Like, I hate having to like choose a quote unquote winner because they're all awesome, and I don't know. Maybe we'll do. We're gonna try and work in as many as we can.
We tried to focus on picking things that would give us 3 very different rooms that will have very different things happening in them. That was our main focus. So,
all right.
Yeah.
So, without further ado, room number 1 is the ale pool. And who made this, Chris?
The ale pool, that was Seraphis, I believe. I think that's Seraphis / Rockin' Daddy on Discord. I think the full title of the submission was Magic Ale Pool, something. It was Magic Ale Pool. You got to be kidding. Yeah.
What I like about this one is it's some nice multi-level build. It's gonna work really well in a sort of 3/4 Eve Vorpal single cam thing. Clean build, plenty of room to run your minis around, but lots of cool details. And a magic ale pool. I mean, that writes itself, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So the way that he described it is a hodgepodge of different generational pieces. Was thinking about unusual ways to enter and exit. Thought it would add an element of mystery to have a green light behind the jail bars. The gargoyles might spew ale or some fetid substance on the players if they spring a trap. There's always that odd timber above the door, the old bucket trap gag. Of course, the magic ale pool in the center. But does it really look all that inviting? So it's basically, we don't know what this room is going to do yet, but it's giving us a lot of stuff to work with to make some kind of just really weird puzzle sort of solution, most likely, when we get to it on Wednesday.
Yeah, next week you guys go tune in. It's gonna be a writer's room, and let's figure it out. So that's number one. So number two.
People are asking how many submissions there were. Not counting when people resubmitted things, I think we ended up having like around 32, 33. A couple people literally got submissions in like right under the wire. I looked at it, it was like, oh, that's our final count, and I closed submissions, and then I refreshed, and there were like a couple more that had been put in like the last hour. So we had a little over 30 altogether.
All right, so this is the Dwemer workshop, or it was the Dwemer workshop, which also visually striking, great use of resin, and it looks like it's just a really fun place to have a fight. Those golems definitely are not friendly.
Yeah, this one was made. I think this might have been submitted off of our Facebook group, because I don't recognize Marja, but I'm not sure if they are here. If you are here in the Twitch chat, go ahead and let us know, so we can give you a shout out. I'm just not sure what your username would be, if it is. So it was a build mostly made using old resin and ice caverns with fiddly bits from Dungeon of Doom, Caverns Deep, and Hellscape. Imagine a certain game's theme song playing. You find a crevice in a glacier, and it leads into an ancient, long-forgotten building. In the dim light, you see some kind of workshop. There's the clink of mechanical objects powering up. And so we kind of picked this one because we were looking at it. And it's like we wanted to have at least one room that was very clearly kind of built around some kind of potential scary fight. And we like the setup of this one. It's a very unique approach.
All right, now we have. I'm going to skip to the. We're bucking the system here. We're gonna use the Den of Hell, which is this one. Actually, it might be easier to see in the 3/4 as a sort of the narrative intro. This is gonna be the first. This is gonna be like when we kick the players into the portal of modularity.
Yeah.
Like fun.
Yeah,
narrative. Like this is the the cutscene intro. We'll throw them in this. The use of a light panel as a portal, just awesome. So
yeah. So this one was by No Time for Dudes, and yeah, it was that standing thing. We looked at it and it was just like, yeah, we just really want to use this as like a story element.
Yeah, who doesn't want to see what happens there? It's like, it's awesome. And then getting even crazier, we're gonna do a mashup. There are two submissions that strangely enough had a lot of crossover.
Yeah, we had two. It's a very specific idea, and two people had it. And so we want to actually combine the elements that they both did into one kind of super build.
Well, let's just jam the two rooms together right next to each other. Maybe knock out a wall so it's connected. But it's the Disco Inferno, or the Disco, what is it called? Disco...
So it's Disco at the Dragos, built by Dragos, and Devil Dance Floor by Merc.
So we're gonna just make it the Disco at Dragos' Devil Dance Floor, because it's awesome.
Yeah. So we had these two. Yeah, we had these two disco rooms, and it was like, we have to go with like, we have the opportunity to put a disco room in our game. Like we have to do it, but we didn't want to like. Yeah, we didn't want to like cut either one. So they will be combined into like a super build.
This is so fun.
Yeah.
he took the grid overlay and then just cut gels to fit the 2-inch squares and put that. It's just awesome and ridiculous, and it just perfectly encapsulates a year of this. And this, I love the 3-color Lemur pits. This one, there's just really, I don't know, it's just fun. It's the spirit gyre from the spirit tree in the back there in that pit, and I don't know, they're fun and ridiculous, and they deserve each other. They're chocolate and peanut butter. So we're gonna jam those together into the disco room of death. I can't wait to figure out what's going on in there.
Yeah. So those are the 5 rooms that we that we selected.
Which leaves how many how many do they get to select?
Let's see. I went through and counted them all up. I believe there are 26 builds left, and those are going to be, 26 builds left. And so I just need to finish updating all of it, and then either tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on how long it takes me to set this up, we will post the poll in the Discord and the forums for you guys. Everybody will be allowed to vote 3 times, or vote for 3 different things.
Yeah.
And then we will see which builds you guys selected.
And there's some awesome. I mean, there's some really fun. Like we left Rabbit's Revenge in there because we figured that would be a crowd pleaser and probably get voted up. And what was it? The Upside Down, the Falling to Ruins. There's one that's got a ceiling and a floor, and it's like an insane. It's awesome.
There were a number of builds when it got to like cutting this down. Like we have like a list of like 6 rooms that we almost selected instead.
Yeah.
And it was a very tough choice.
War Chief got a new ride. Got the largest laugh from me out loud, for throwing the Yorgrim Jarl on top of the lion statue. It was genius. And then doing a 12x12 forest, amazing. The rescue is insane. There's one that's just like it's a house suspended on a tree in a matted. Like there's so many fun. The padlock is like an awesome puzzle room, break room with a cool cages for where. What else? That Prince of Persia one. Like there's so many. Like I don't know how you guys are gonna choose. It's gonna be really hard. Grindhouse.
There's a lot of
I
honestly have no idea which ones are going to end up making it to the top.
Yeah.
There's a lot that were very hard to decide between.
Dude, the Grindhouse with the soul cage in the catacombs pool with the logs in it to turn. I was like, oh, there. It's just, yeah.
How many can we vote for? Everybody will be able to vote for 3. I will be putting the I'll be putting the instructions up on the Discord and the forums either tonight or tomorrow morning. I might also run it through. I might run it through the weekend if it looks like we need more time, but I think through Friday will probably be enough time. We just need enough time to build everything in time for Wednesday. Everything all right?
Yeah, I'm. Oh man, I stressed there's not enough light on this thing.
Cool. All right. I think that's all we're gonna say that might spoil things. So we can let the players back in to the stream now. Woohoo! So that they can see the rest of the stuff. Let's see. Let me post in here. KSA discussion. Alright, it is now safe for the players to come back into the stream.
Hold on.
Most of them are on the Discord, so that should reach them. Alright, now they're gonna show something, gotta wait. Oh, what were you asking?
Who, me?
Working now, just gonna listen. Oh no, debauchery. So yeah, we are going to now show off. Before we get into KS8 stuff, we're gonna show off Nate's Caverns or Burrows build real quick. If you remember, a couple weeks ago, we spent 2 different sessions kind of working on this sort of 2-part build for his home game, and he's finished it up and wants to walk you guys through it.
Well, again, just one side. I don't have the other side ready to show because it's still mid-play. Does this look like?
Just the Burrows part, yeah.
Um, so this was a really fun. Let me switch to.
Are you okay?
Yeah, we just gotta prep this thing out. All right, so this was the. Oh, let's put this here. So this was the thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, and let's light it up. So this was we did the other week, a couple weeks ago, and turn on those. Yeah, light panel. There we go. Look at this. The glowing eggs look killer, especially if I knock out. You knock out the light. They're just. They look sick. I turned out the lights when we got to that part, and like just did it in the dark, and it was really fun.
Oh, so they've already played on it.
They did, and I thought they were gonna split up, and they ended up not splitting up, and it was really fun. Well, they're in the second half. They got to the upper chamber. I thought they were gonna. It sort of evolved. You know how it turns out in D&D your plans always No.
People are saying they'd buy this as a build of the month.
It would be a little pricey, but yeah. All right, so let's walk. Let's see if I can do this.
It's kind of big, yeah.
So we start in. Or is it, tell me if I'm. I originally had this go up one more spiral, but it was really precarious. So I figured this was just for the entrance anyway. So it's a fun. So I tried to really do a crazy multi-level thing, right? So it was, and I covered all of it up with cloth and terrain trays. So like it was a real maze for them to go through. So there's just as many points that I could face them with. Which way do you go? Which way do you go? And then also trying to play with a metagame. So like this is. Do I have enough slack? Hold on. HC method. So this, I have the, what is it? The bottomless abyss under there. Little texture patch for black. So it's this actually connects when I'll lift this off and it connects down. So it looks like if you're metagaming, you're like, oh, it's the edge of the map, it doesn't do anything, but it actually goes down to the next level to help avoid them sort of metagaming all these little dead ends. And tons of trying to just work as much multi-layer madness as possible. So then what happens is when they get through this first chunk, depending, they end up going this way. So this also has a path down, and then a path down there. It's just like trying to make it as crazy a three-dimensional maze as possible. So what's fun is when you get to this part, right, you can lift this thing off to get down here and go under there. So pull that guy out of the way, and then this. Let's go. Then when they get through this section, terrain tray that thing off. Don't have enough space. So then if they're coming over here, it's basically I pegged all these bits together. Hold up, yeah. So that we could kind of lift different sections up and drop them down and reveal them as they got to each area, and they just kept winding their way around, and there were multiple ways to get to the objective, and sort of just a fun exploration in the dark with light sources and all that. And then this was like well, I'll get to the other one. There's two of these things that they could find. The classic, throw a lever in the middle of a evil circle with saying what's going to happen. And then they got to the big room here and here, power supply through these little the hellfire furnace in the middle there to connect these things. The basilisk out of the way. And the same gag over here, just removable rooms. Oh, and so and so then when they get to one of these, if they pull the switch, this one's in the dark. Let's do this one. When they pulled the lever, there was this cage drop down from the ceiling, which is always sort of terrifying. And then after a moment, then it goes up as an elevator, and it lifts them up to the den of evil above, which is fun. And then for this section here, I put, so the light panels, I think you guys saw we built it on camera. We paved out the light panels, and then once I had it built, I lifted everything up. I pegged this stuff together with CBS pegs, and then I just put down big sheets of black construction paper, which you can see here, and then I just went in with an X-Acto knife, and I just cut out the inside. It took 10 minutes or something, but it was like a real easy mask, so that none of the light would leak out. So it was just coming through the glowing eggs. And there was a thing like they'd release toxic gas momentarily, so I could do the pulsing, like I could make the light pulse to help play up the narrative, which was fun. Just turning the dial. Fun with light panels. I think that covers everything on this. So it's just twisty, multi-level, and this thing lifts off. Basically, the key on it was just making sure all the multi-level parts could lift off, so you could game and reveal, depending on where they went. Just sort of game and reveal each area as it goes. Anybody have any questions or want to see anything that doesn't make sense?
A lot of people are just saying they really like it.
Yeah. Oh, and it's the inside of an Earth Titan. It's like a giant like crab that they built this castle on. And so it's like a mobile war platform. They don't realize that yet. And this is like the innards are being harnessed. Like this is the inner elemental energy that's being harnessed, and it's off gassing this toxic gas. And they're put these in here to channel up the energy up and to drive the machine. It's got this portal, and it's like launching demons. It's like a massive demon bazooka. It's just shooting out like thousands of demons out the front gate of the thing. So it's like a demon cannon. It's a fun, should be a fun thing. Alright, I'm gonna put the last thing back.
The Hellscape fire pieces. What are those? Look like wall of fire with sides. Those are the not the tri-spires. They are the tri-spires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have light in them. LEDs.
They've got 3 LEDs in them, I think.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those are. I have a couple of those. They're very nice. Just very good scatter. Big crab. Yeah, I love the idea of it being like, yeah, you're going through the veins of an Earth Titan. Like, what did you expect?
Well, and I described the castle, like they saw the thing, this like weird iron keep, and it's on like these weird, it's weird outcroppings. It's got these like 8 outcroppings of jagged earth around that are basically the legs of this thing. They don't know. They just sort of showed up overnight, and they're like, how the hell did this thing get teleported here? What's going on? I'm like, no, it walked through the mist in the night. You got all the pieces on? Yeah. All right. So that was Bro Extravaganza. Then the second half, we could look at that next week or something if we want. I'm giving the office next week.
Yeah, next week we'll be in the office because it's the big game preparation.
Yeah, I can show the wait. I don't know if there's enough light, but sure, just for fun because we're here with Dick. I'll show you the. Did that feed go crazy? Yeah.
You might want to disconnect and reconnect the HDMI. It's tripping out.
Disco Inferno?
Disco Inferno. So this is what you can do with the light panels.
Wow, what happened here? Hold on. Well,
oops. Well, that's all, folks. Thanks for coming out tonight. Thought that was intentional for a second. Did we all just die?
It was the Earth Titan coming after us.
Yeah, it seems like an issue with the cam link. Try deactivating and reactivating in OBS if it's.
No, it's it's the camera itself.
Uh oh, that's not good. We need that camera. Well,
I can't even get.
Oh, no wonder this happened. 6 of clubs just got here.
Oh, 6 brought it down the house. Huh. Which here it is. It's alright, so conceptually it's working. And I have a few skills in life, one of them being a tech guy. Not the one.
The important thing is we actually don't really need that camera that badly for the bulk of this.
Huh. No, we do for the phone. You son of a gun. Hold on. Please stand by.
152 viewers. Is that a record?
Woo! No.
During Wildlands, we would pull over 200 pretty consistently. I think our record is when we did a Critical Role rebuild, and we built the Ziggurat from the Briarwood arc of Critical Role.
Oh yeah, that.
And I think was it Liam like tweeted it out, and we got like almost 500 viewers or something for a bit. That's the highest we've gotten. This is the most we've had in a while. I think probably because we're showing stuff from the new Kickstarter tonight. Which is it time to do that? Or
if I could get it to work.
Uh-oh. Man. Let's see.
Hold on. Do you have any jokes?
Do I? I'm not that kind of comedian. You know?
What?
The kind that makes you laugh.
Oh.
That's not No, I don't do prepared jokes very well. I'm very much just kind of in the moment comedian. Chris, we need a beans emote. Oh, do we not have one? Well, we have one on Discord, but I haven't set one up on Twitch. I should do that.
Yeah, beans warning.
Audio sync is not just you? Oh, there's weird audio sync. It might just be me. He's capturing me in a weird way. If Nate is out of sync, then it's kind of weird.
Am I out of sync? Oh man, am I out? Oh yeah. The whole thing is going off the rails.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Huh.
They really don't want to... Okay, so you're good. They're saying that you're fine. It's just me.
Okay.
So I think it's just the usual. Because you're screen capturing me from, yeah. As opposed to pulling a direct feed. People are just asking for beans.
Literally, the god of beans was like, "Wait, you're gonna use that camera to show some stuff? We're just gonna have to shut that off." I don't understand because I got must have like blew out the cam link.
Oh!
Did you have it for a sec?
Some stuff was happening for a bit. I could see it behind you on the screen.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's like it was flashing up. Yep, there we go. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Don't move anything. Just move everything into that frame exactly.
Yeah, right. Not possible, but yeah.
Don't even think about touching that camera.
I have to move the camera though. We gotta.
Don't even think of it. You're moving everything else around the camera now.
We're gonna live. Oh, Jesus. All right, we're just gonna go. We're living large. So I'm gonna get it into place, and then we'll see what happens. Oh,
hey, tell us about the Dwarven Forge metal song at the end of the Wildlands Kickstarter video, the one where the kitten is rampaging through the forest.
Hey, here's
the female vocals. It was the same song that we had made for Hellscape, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of devils.
All the demons I could find in one place. And here's the players hiding behind a wall of illusion with a Rattata. Anyway.
With a Rattata?
Well,
what did they have a Rattata? Wait.
It was one of those things where the druid summoned a wolf, and I didn't want to go grab the wolf from the other, so I just dropped it. I happened to have a Rattata lying around, so I dropped it on, and I was like, gonna go, it kept being like, oh, just go in the other room and grab the wolf. I'll go grab the wolf, and then I never grabbed the wolf. It just, yeah. Because then, like, the demons, it was just too much was happening to go grab the wolf. All right, so.
Oh, we have an important question before we move on.
I'm taking off my sweatshirt. It's getting serious. Yes.
How was a Goofy movie?
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't, dude. I haven't watched any content, like nothing. No YouTube videos, no streams, no movies in like months. Like yeah. But I'm looking forward to it. The next time I watch a movie, it'll be a Goofy movie.
Excellent. When is the next Kickstarter? We're shooting for around October, but it's not set in stone.
Well, it's sort of set in stone, but I don't know if we can do it. If that makes sense.
That's the thing. Is like we're not far enough along where we can go like, yeah, we're definitely hitting this deadline yet.
Well, we need to do something, but the question is, will we be ready? So the goal is to have it done by the launch beginning of October, be done by the first week of November, because we run into sort of all sorts of fulfillment and shipping timeline issues, and it it's sort of our only window. If we don't do it then, it doesn't happen until March, I think, because we're not going to run through the holidays. We're I can't remember. There was some reason we couldn't do it in January. February we have Lunar New Year. We don't want to be like in case we need to ask the factory something. It's a whole mess. So then it becomes March. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're gonna keep plunging ahead. So here's the first one. I need a animated disclaimer thing. Disclaimer. So everything you're about to see here could all change, right? So this is we're still early on in the process, even though we're not, even though we're conceptually launching in 8 months, which is terrifying. 7 months, 7.5 months.
It's 7.5, yeah.
Yeah, I can't even fathom that. We're not as far along in the process as we were in, say, Wildlands, because also like we had basically 2 years of development of Wildlands because it overlapped with Hellscape and whatever. So anyway, it's going to be kind of a fast, but I think we have a faster development process because we've figured out I don't know, we're working better as a team. So we'll see how it'll go. So anyway, the disclaimer is all of this may change and evolve, but that's also why you're watching the show, is to sort of see the process and see where it goes and sort of learn some of our thought process and see how it all is. Be there for the ride with us. So when we deliver the sausage, you saw how it was made, but you still want to eat it, right? Because if you ever see sausage made, you don't want to eat it. Have you? Have you? Yeah. It's,
yeah, you know all those times you work in food service and you don't get sick of the food that's there.
I'm not sick of the food that we're making. I eat this sausage on a regular basis. So, yeah.
We're gonna move on.
All right. So first, we're gonna start with the So the premise is we're going back to the cities. We need a name, TBD. Right now, I've been calling it C2, Cities 2. I do not want to call it KS8 because it's super confusing because it's actually our 9th Kickstarter. But we didn't get a name sooner or later, so we can call it something. So there's a name that makes sense. But anyway, so it's our Cities 2. Our 4 core premises are: 1, it's going to be, whatever we offer is going to be standalone, so you don't have to have anything else to buy in. So you can get this without having anything else and be excited. However, if you do have some of our stuff, say a whole bunch of city stuff already, it's going to be even better. What happened? The Goofy movie?
Somebody suggested City 2, City Harder.
I'm so there for that. City.
City Sausage, Bean City.
Bean City. Return to Bean City. So you don't need to have anything to enjoy it, but also if you do have stuff, it's going to be even better because all sorts of fun cross-accessibility. So that's number 1. Number 2, we want to expand and improve the existing city builder system. So we're using the existing city builder system. We're not like totally reinventing the wheel. We're gonna add some new spokes to the wheel, but we're basing everything off the city builder system. But we're giving more styles, more visual variety, more modularity, more multi-level playability, more interior rooms, yada, yada, yada. Lots of emphasis on going up. Our big goal is to offer more stylistic variety, both in color palette and geometric palette and in style. But of course, all the modularity and versatility that you're looking for. A lot of that being also like breaking the boxiness of the old buildings, right? The buildings are very, very square and homogeneous, so we want more character, break it out. And finally, a big sort of guiding principle of this is we're focusing on scatter-based offerings. So in the very first Kickstarter, the very first city Kickstarter, city builder system, the assumption was that everybody was going to build everything in line with sculpted floor tiles. And we're building this one on the assumption that most people are going to build this stuff on top of something else, be it a terrain tray or a battle mat or a dry erase mat or just right on their game table or their war game table or whatever. However, you of course will have the ability and option to build in line with sculpted floors if you want. But if we've learned anything, it's that covering an enormous amount of space with sculpted floors, particularly for outdoors, is very expensive. So we want to be able to offer people some lower price ways to do that. And the reality is, out in the wild, that the majority of people are doing builds on top of stuff. rather than in line with files. That being said, there's plenty of awesome builds where people have a full Imperial Street set and they're building all this stuff and whatever, and that's still an option. But I feel like it's less people do that maybe than are on top. So that's one of our design principles. And you can build on top of sculpted tiles too if you want to get crazy, right? Like forest tiles or whatever, or new cobblestones or whatnot. All right, so those are our core principles. So then we have scope. So we're having learned our lesson from because we're really good at that from Wildlands.
Remember how with Wildlands we were like, we've learned our lesson from Caverns Deep.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we learned our lesson from Wildlands and Caverns Deep. We're going to have less sets. The most important thing is we're going to have less sets because that's really the thing that's been killing us on this one, more so than the number and complexity of pieces is the number of sets. Like we have an outrageous, I don't know, Tyler could tell you exactly 236 different sets or something, and crazy. It's just fulfillment wise, it's really challenging. So the biggest thing we need to do is have less sets, but we have a way that we're going to do that while still giving you lots of good variety and options. The other sort of key scope thing is we're going to target 150 pieces versus Wildlands was I don't remember what that was. It was also in the high, like 220s, 230s or something. It's all said and done. I don't know, even including the SLS. I don't know, ask Tyler. Maybe it was 250 with all the surface layer stuff. And so we're gonna start with a target of 150, but we're gonna gate groups of pieces behind funding goals, and then we can be a little better in planning on that, and so we can say, hey, if we break 2 million, we can unlock the bakery or whatever, because everybody wants a bakery, right? No. The sausage factory, whatever it is, like we can have a thing that we're looking for and say, hey, we're this batch of 10 pieces is behind this wall if we have to hit this sort of funding before we make those molds. So the piece count can grow up over 200 depending on how we fund, but we protect ourselves if we don't hit that high by getting some of those. Pledges. So the kind of the crazy thing, literally our internal discussion today, probably the longest discussion point we had was sort of pledge structure. So what we're going to try, and we've talked about this a little bit before, and it's very much in direct response to everybody's feedback, is we're going to try a pledge structure where our pledges are price point, like they're price-based pledges. So for instance, there'll be, say, like, and the numbers are just made up right now, right? So we'll say there's a $200 pledge, or a $100 pledge, a $200 pledge, a $500 pledge, and each is just literally you have $100 to spend in the pledge manager, but it doesn't matter if you get like a pledge set or a collection of add-ons. You can so it's essentially every pledge is a build your own pledge, but the stretch goals are attached to it so that you get rewarded. If you're going to spend $1,000 to build your own, you get the $1,000 pledge, and you get all the stretch goals that go with that. So everybody can feel like they're participating in the stretch goals. But we're going to have bundles. I don't know what we're going to call them, but basically build of the month style bundles. So there will be at least two. If there's a $200 pledge, there'll be at least two $200 bundles that'll be build of the month style bundles, where it's like, hey, this is the crazy baker's house, and this is the crazy shrine, and everything's crazy, and it'll be it consists of these 3 core sets and these 3 decoration sets, or this one, because whatever. So if you want, we'll have that suggested in the pledge, right? The $200 pledge, you can either get the baker's house or the cobbler's house, or select whatever you want up to a $200 value. So there's still this sort of the simplicity of some pre-made or pre-configured bundles, and they'll probably have a little discount baked into them or something. I don't know. We haven't figured out exactly what they are, but it sort of gives you hopefully the best of all worlds, where you can get the bundles already selected, or you can a la carte, or you can mix and match. Maybe you want to get you do the $200 pledge, you get the $100 bundle, and then $100 worth of a la carte or whatever, but you still get $200 worth of stretch goals and whatnot. So the idea is hopefully it kind of gives everybody what they want and maximum versatility, particularly if you're high pledging. You know, if you go in for, I don't know, if there's a $1,500 pledge, you could get the $1,000 bundle plus $500 worth of add-ons, or the $200 bundle and $1,300 worth of add-ons, or whatever, however you want to mix and match. But you get the $1,500 worth of stretch goal pack, whatever that may be. And I think and in terms of the packs, we're going to have a series of universal packs, which is what we were going to try and do in Wildlands, and it was really hard with organic, and we started too late in the process to really make it work. But the idea is we'll have a bunch of core packs, a bunch of sort of building option packs, a bunch of style packs, and a bunch of like dressing packs, and then the sort of all of the pledges will be made from those component packs, or not pledges, all the bundles. Right, so you can kind of know what you're getting, or you can deconstruct it, or be like, you know what, I like the idea of the baker's house, but I don't want those 2 dressing packs. I'm going to get whatever it should. So hopefully the sort of bundles will give you a really good sense of what you're getting for your price point, or for, you know, with this collection of sets, and then you can kind of mix and match out other sets if you want. But I think it's sort of like having our sample builds right out of the gate, because everything will, and then we can have alternate builds on those things and whatnot. Does that hit all of it? Yeah.
Never mind. Go ahead. Finish. I'll bring up the questions after this.
No, let's do the questions. I think that was like the basic offering structure.
Yeah. So as Nate said before, this is kind of a direct response to both the postmortem feedback we got back from Wildlands. If you're one of the people who filled out the postmortem stuff after Wildlands, first off, thank you for that. That was like we ended up getting like a massive document of like really good insight out of that, and we got to see like a lot of trends that are affecting a lot of people.
Well, and
so it's a combination of that, and then also the issues that we've been having with the factory and our own production end.
Well, and the feedback from Discord and the forums and comments and Facebook group, where, you know, we sort of really mined all of the feedback that people were saying on our various, you know, listening to what the community was saying and trying to find a way to address it, while also having just less packs for the factory. So ultimately, like, what we're trying to eliminate specialized packs for all these different damn pledges, right? Because we end up having a lot of pledges because of painted and unpainted and all these things. So it's like just stripping those out saves us 50 SKUs or something.
Yeah. And so for some things I've seen in here where one person said, "Oh, you're gonna have way too many SKUs with this approach," and then also somebody saying,
No.
"Please still have like an all-in." Basically, all that's happening. So I think, and this is also where,
dude, we're gonna have a $5,000 city. Like there's gonna be, don't worry, there'll be a big all-in. Hey, you want the bundle? Like you're gonna have everything you loved previously. It's just gonna be made up of interesting combinations of universal packs that are much easier for us to manage. So instead of having to have specialized packs for all these things, we're using the same collection of, you know, same 75 universal packs, mix and match in different ways. And then you can also just a la carte however the heck you want. You see what 10 of these core sets plus these builds as one bundle. You're like, you know what, maybe I don't need quite that many, or no, I need twice as many, or whatever. I think it's going to make buying easier for everybody across the boards, I hope.
Right. And so basically, and this is also why we wanted to talk about this tonight, is especially since this is such a massive change from the way that we've done things, our messaging on this is something we really want to make sure is clear and understood. So figuring out how to effectively explain this to people is very important for us. And so all that's really changing on the pledge level is, for a long time what we've had is these pledge levels which would have different set compositions than anything else. And so they would be their own SKU, and they would be the only way that you would get certain compositions of pieces. Whereas here, basically what we're saying is, we'll still have those kinds of things. We'll still have encounters, basically, and we can actually lean into bringing back some of the stuff that people said they missed about the encounter system more here.
Yeah.
But it'll just be a thing where if you buy in at like the $500 level, here's like 2 $500 pledges, basically, or $500 encounters that you can choose between, or you can go a la carte. But what's nice is these pledges now, instead of being their own set composition, They will be made up of the add-on packs that you could get a la carte with a little bit of a discount baked in, and also you don't really got to think about it. And sure, maybe
and
there'll
you can
be like an extra wall or something that you actually need for that build, but this way, like, we're not wasting SKUs. We're just like, if you get that pledge, all we have to do is tell the factory to use the SKUs that we're already using for the add-ons. So it actually saves us SKU space.
and you can
And
get
it lets
the
us add more
bundle.
options.
You don't have to get the bundle just because you're at the $500 pledge level. Doesn't mean you have to get one of the $500 bundles. You could get the $300 bundle and then spend the other $200 however you want, a la carte, with add-ons. So it's like you don't have to, just because you're at the, like, if you were just at the Wildlands Untamed, you could theoretically get, using Wildlands, but you could get the Heart of the Wilds. You could go to the Wildlands Untamed level, get the Heart of the Wilds, and then spend the rest on a la carte packs, but get all the stretch goals associated with your max level, if that makes sense.
Will the discount for larger pledges be clearly advertised? That's kind of the thing with this, is because the pledges would basically just be made up of add-on packs, you'll be able to see directly the cost of the add-on packs and the cost of the pledge, so you can see, like, exactly how much you're saving by going for, like, the pack, basically. And that's not even counting, like, the stretch goals that you would get for pledging it at higher levels.
This $5,000 bundle is getting you, if you bought it all a la carte, it would be, whatever, $5,200, but you're getting it for $5 or whatever. Yeah, the numbers are all just made up right now, but that's the concept.
How are dollar amount packs going to translate across painted, unpainted? That's one of the things we were thinking about. Is we were wondering if maybe that would be one of the advantages for unpainted. We were talking about it, and we were saying, generally speaking, the people who go unpainted are also the people who are going to be willing to take more time and look through the add-ons. So maybe we just go ahead and, like, if you go with the unpainted version of, like, the Forge or the Bakery or whatever, then because it's the unpainted version, it doesn't actually take up all of your pledge level, and so then you have that money left over to grab more add-on packs and stuff if you want.
So you get the $100, you go for the $100 pledge. Instead of getting the $100 painted bakery, you get the $65 unpainted bakery, and then you have $35 to spend for add-ons. So. And you can also mix and match more easily that way too, right? You could get the $65 unpainted bakery and then $35 worth of painted add-ons if you wanted or whatnot. But ultimately, you're still getting you're getting the rewarded for the $100 you're spending. You're getting those stretch goals for that.
Yes, but I was told there would be no math. That's a good point. Maybe that's actually something we could do with the listings. Is just say, like, it's this much of a value, and it is only costing you this much at this pledge or whatever.
I was told there was no math.
Yeah. I'm just in terms of the messaging. Maybe that's the thing. Is like, it's going with one of the pre-made pledges will be cheaper than going a la carte, but a la carte, like, you don't miss out on stretch goals, which is the main thing. Is a lot of people felt like by going a la carte or by building their own pledges, they were kind of being punished by not getting stretch goals. So this is a way for us to kind of solve that.
They're like, hey, I was spending $1,000 and build your own pledge, and I don't get any of the stretch goals that, everybody else is getting.
I hope this works because it's what the people want. I just can't imagine this being less than a beast to keep track of. So in some ways, I actually think this is easier. Because what's nice is if we do it with this entirely add-on pack approach, we might this can basically carry over straight into the store without us having to because it's a thing where with like the mega pledges in Wildlands, how do we restock that? And those are specific compositions that
they're
only for those.
Unrestockable. Like we can't. Yeah. We're not gonna be able to ever have Wildlands Untamed again. Like period.
Yeah.
But the hold on. The challenge is it's gonna the legwork on our part of sort of organizing packs, logical groupings of packs is gonna be a challenge, and fulfillment will be interesting because everybody is gonna have. I mean, right now, even though there's a lot of add-ons, there's a lot of people that have the same pledge, right? They just went for one pledge and called it a day and whatever. This is, I think, a lot of, I think we're gonna have more variety in the pledges, but ultimately it's just gonna be the same 75 boxes or 150 boxes because they're painted, unpainted, just sort of mixed and matched in different orders. But yeah, it's gonna be a challenge to fulfill, but it's not gonna be as hard as Wildlands fulfillment right now, but just absolutely brutal. Like they're angry.
Sell by the piece. Unfortunately, we cannot do that. It is a nightmare to try and do it. By single pieces. Unless it's literally like big massive pieces like like Titan's Tooth and stuff like that, or the Oblivion Nexus. Um, let's see, man. There's a lot of stuff. Trying to keep track of it all. Uh, what was it? If you're mixing, okay, we should talk about the stretch goal approach. People are asking like what we're gonna do for stretch goals to make this work. So that's the things we've been trying to figure out.
I don't think we should. I don't think we should quantify it because we don't quite know how it's gonna work. Like
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't want.
and that's the thing is we're trying to figure out what the best approach is. Like if it should be generic stuff that you can use anywhere basically, or if offering options between themed packs makes sense.
Problem is we don't have enough generic stuff to do. Like,
yeah,
I don't have the full. I don't know what all we're making yet, so it's hard to figure it out. But I think it's going to be a mix of core pieces and style pieces, or maybe it'll be just core pieces and all the new unlocks, or I don't know yet. We have the stretch goals are going to be kind of the hardest thing to figure out, but also I think it's going to be fun because I think there'll be I don't know I don't know. We'll to be continued. We'll have the stretch goal planning committee will be another whole episode.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like stretch goals are always the hardest part of the whole thing to figure out.
Yep.
How to make it something that is still effective for everybody, and that's not. It's not any different here. It's still going to take a lot of work to figure out how to do it exactly.
But I think we can. I think we can buy. I think a mixture of the new stuff that we unlock and just more useful core pieces should be an. I don't know. Let's. We can't even. We gotta work on that one. We'll come back to you on that one.
Do you sculpt your own miniatures or not? Yeah, all of our own minis. We sculpt. We've been getting more and more into minis the last couple Kickstarters. The ones in Wildlands are very good. Please don't trap special pieces behind really high priced add-ons. We are not. That is the thing. We're hoping that this is a way that we can continue what we were doing with Wildlands in terms of having everything be available in an add-on pack that isn't like too expensive. We're trying to make it so that every piece is accessible.
Well, and I think my goal in Wildlands was every single piece available in a pack that costs less than $100, and I think I was off by 5 pieces or something. There were a couple that were just over 100. Like a pack that was slightly over 100. But generally, you could get every single pack in every single piece. There are multiple ways to get every single piece. Like Tyler was sweating, trying to work in the spreadsheet of like, can you get every single are there multiple access points to every single piece, so to give you as many options as possible. And then we can't. There's only so much we can do. It's an impossible game of Tetris. Like you can never get it perfect, but we'll do the best we can to make. We're not going to gate anything behind a $5,000 pledge, right? You'll be able to get everything one way or another, but we'll make it as accessible as possible while also limiting the number of packs that we have.
Can we get some stuff like trees, bushes, and stuff like that for sale? Sometimes we just want that instead of a whole encounter set. We probably won't be doing trees and stuff just because that's like.
But yes,
that was Wildlands. But that's the point. Is we will like if you do not want to get any of the big encounters, you can still put in like however big of a pledge you want to get the respective stretch goals or whatever you think you're going to spend to get like rewarded with like stretch goals. And then you can make it up entirely out of those smaller packs if you want. So you can just customize what it is you're going to get.
There's going to be 4 types of packs. So there's going to be core packs, which are floors, corner posts, door walls, solid walls, window walls, maybe one other specialty wall. There will be, I don't have a name for them, whatever, some sort of build option packs, add-ons, which are essentially new ways to build off the core pieces, right? So diagonal or curved walls or interesting elevation or things like that, giving you new fundamental double high walls and stuff, 2x2s and things like that to give you more build options off that base core sets. There will be specialty packs, which are like LED walls, magnetic walls, like specific architecture walls, sort of fundamental, still building pieces, but like style building pieces. And then there'll be dressing packs, which will be scatter based stuff to like if you want to bring that bakery to life, it's all the little stuff that you scatter in the bakery, and that stuff should all be freestanding, like you can just throw it on your battle mat or throw it in your existing Dwarven Forge house or whatever the heck you want. So like there'll be a bunch of packs that are you don't need to have anything else that you can just get these fun little standalone bits. Slash, hopefully we'll have a great little entry level. The bakery can be a little self-contained thing that you can just get without anything else.
People are very excited about the high walls.
Yeah. Me too.
It is going to be medieval city. It's not going to be a modern city. It is going to be the same time era as our city stuff before. Essentially, it will all all make sense if it's built next to each other.
Yeah, fantasy, classic fantasy city.
Yeah.
Any other questions, or should I start going into the juicy stuff?
I think people are probably going to want to see pieces. There is a lot here. So we're gonna try to cover. We expected this. There's 160 of you asking questions right now. I'm trying to keep track of all of it and make sure we address everything as possible. However, you can always reach us on the Discord, or you can post about it on the forums, and I'll answer any questions we can there. I can't tell you stuff that we're not sharing yet.
Is there a way to download the chat?
Download the whole chat? I don't think we can get a transcript of the chat. No.
Get on that. Get our people on that. Get on the horn with Discord or no Discord. Are we on Twitch?
We have a lot of programmers that follow us. Maybe one of them can write a script that'll just transcribe the chat for us.
Lift all the chat, like so we can actually mine the.
People are asking about themes or biomes now. There's been a lot of betting going on the Discord whether or not we're even going to have biomes.
Wow. So here's what let's do the giveaway.
Right, the giveaway.
While I go get a cider. And then we'll come back and we'll start talking nuts and bolts.
Cool. I already know what the word is going to be for this too.
What's the word?
So,
is it bird?
I don't want to say it until I've actually put it in because I don't want people to type it in too early and knock it in.
Is it sausage factory? One word.
The word is sausage.
On that note, I'm going to get a cider.
All right. Yeah, you go get that cider. I'll answer as many questions as I can while Nate is gone.
Tell some jokes.
Yeah, so the word is sausage. If you want to win a starter dungeon, go ahead and type sausage in the chat. However, we can only ship to U.S. addresses. So if you live outside the U.S., if you have an address that we can send it to in the U.S. and maybe then they can forward it to you or something, we'd be happy to do that for you. The starter dungeon can be either painted or unpainted. People usually go with painted. I don't think we've ever given away an unpainted one, but people have always asked if they win, can they get unpainted? And yeah, we can. That's not a problem. Yeah, man, there's over 160 of you. This is the most we've had in a while, which I think we expected. Man, let me check these. Let me check while you guys are doing that. Let me check and see if there's other questions that should be grabbing.
Did I miss any good jokes?
A lot of sausage puns.
Yeah.
Kickstarter T-shirts instead of bags. I think we're still planning on doing a tote bag. Although maybe by that point we'll be into merch and stuff, and we'll have T-shirts available. Who knows?
Oh, actually, because you could select your size. Huh. It's not crazy.
Yeah. Maybe by then we'd be able to offer something like that. But we're not going to get rid of the tote bags. I think the tote bags are a tradition that we will carry on as long as we can.
I don't know. I think a T-shirt would be cooler than a tote bag. Well, it says the guy who's got so many Dwarven Forge tote bags, I don't know what to do with them. But
the tote bag is just so nice for carrying your pieces around, though. I thought that was why we did a tote bag, was because it works with the product.
But then we need to make that tote bag 10 times the size with wheels, because it needs to be like
that's
a homeless cart. Like it's not like, I don't know. I can't get enough pieces.
A shirt shaped like a building. Yeah. Do you wanna just roll the giveaway right away, or do you wanna?
Yeah, give people 30 more seconds.
All right, 30 more seconds. If you have not typed sausage in yet, we already got 94 in, so it's.
Hey, you know what? We're doing giveaways every 4 streams next week, and with the big giveaway on the game, we're gonna give away 2 of the resin, the Dread Portal, and the Hellscape Gate remastered from Hellscape, which aren't for sale. They were limited edition in that Kickstarter. You can't get them anywhere else, so we're going to give 1 of each of those away. So 2 giveaways during the game on Friday, and a giveaway Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's going to be giveaway extravaganza. Oh, I need to get a green light to do secret door giveaways. 2 during the game.
Door giveaways.
Yeah, remember if the players do a certain thing, if the players accomplish a thing, they unlock a giveaway for the chat.
Oh, right. Yeah, we were talking about adding extra giveaways to the game.
I just made a name up for it, but we talked about it. I just on the spot made up a name and acted like everybody knew it.
That's fair. Yeah, I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. Because wouldn't that be fun? Like if the players can do a thing, and like everybody watching gets another chance to win a thing.
Like secret hidden objectives that like unlock another giveaway.
Yeah. You win the disco contest, you get a thing. Like it's fun.
Maybe that's what we do. Is we set up like what are like some special win condition in like 2 of the rooms or something.
Yeah. Or a thing, the Easter egg you have to discover, whatever Yeah,
we'll see how that goes.
Because we don't have enough we don't have enough going on in this game. We got to add more elements of confusion and chaos.
We need to complicate it more.
We have to make it harder on Chris. Who's with me? Okay.
Well, Mace will be there to help at least.
Fair.
All right.
Let's should we roll it?
Yeah, let's roll the giveaway. And then 102 people entered in this
Woo!
giveaway.
Sausage.
Right.
We got a lot of sausage lovers.
General Anders. Congratulations, General Anders. I'm gonna try and get a hold of you. I'll whisper at you. I just gotta get your email address. 173 viewers now. Man, how did this?
Just in time.
Going higher.
All right, so we started the Bean Stravaganza.
Oh man.
All right, so
yeah, Bean Stravaganza. Yeah, get in there.
So here's what we're gonna do. So first things first, this is what you're waiting for. We're gonna there's two new biomes, I guess, if you can count building styles as biomes, architecture zones. So we are going to do, they don't have good names yet, but we're going to do rustic wood and fancy stone. And I'll talk all about those in a little bit. But so we have two new building styles. In addition, we are going to enhance expand on the existing fieldstone and Tudor of the city builder system. So there's sort of if you have 3 biomes, it would be the new rustic wood, the new fancy stone, and the old city expansion. And then in addition to that, we'll have some ground cover options with an emphasis on surface layer scenery, battle boards and terrain trays and texture mats. But there'll be sculpted options similar to Wildlands, right? The bulk of Wildlands was not sculpted floors, right? We had enough to do what you need to do, but it was way more centered on all the cool stuff above and beyond. So it'll be similar in this. Like there'll be enough to do cool, meaningful stuff, but there's not going to be like an elaborate new street system or anything. And I should also talk about what we're not going to do, we're not going to do expansion to the existing streets. This is currently. We're not going to do an expansion to the existing sewers. We're not going to do catacombs. We're not going to expand existing ruins. We're not going to, like, basically it's just those, it's going to be those things, like rustic wood, fancy stone, old city builder, Tudor and fieldstone expansions, a little bit of ground cover, call it a day. And that already I have a list of over like 218 pieces already, and we haven't even it's already like we already can't even tackle all the stuff we want to tackle with just that. So there will be more stuff in the future. What are you giggling about? Anybody win a bet?
Topula says, I didn't hear we're not going to do modular boats.
We probably might not do modular boats, but it's not on the list right now. I mean, it's the thing that right now we're not doing modular boats, but anything's possible. Wait, Topulus is playing, right?
He is, but he only came back after after we revealed the rooms.
No, it's too crazy.
Are you gonna make a bet that you'll make? Are you gonna say you're gonna make the boats if he pulls something off in the game?
I mean, why is that a bad idea?
Was that what you were about to do? Were you gonna
make a high stakes wager?
You You can't promise pieces.
I
You
can't.
promise pieces in the game.
I can't.
They'd be furious.
If you can hit the big boss 3 times, but his AC is 47. But it'll be okay. It'll be.
If you play a cleric and you use your divine intervention to ask for a modular boat during the game and you succeed on your roll,
that's fair.
Then it has to happen.
It's canon at that point, I think.
Yeah, like we can't not.
All right, fine. I won't wager pieces on the game. All right.
Oh no, he's actually a cleric.
But they're 9th level. He doesn't have divine intervention, so we're safe. We dodged that bullet.
I think they get divine intervention before that.
Don't they get it at 10th level?
I'll have to check. Oh no, they get it at 10. Yeah. All right.
If he can use all his spells, no wagering.
If you manage to level up during the game and use divine intervention,
if he manages to long rest. All right, so let's talk about what we're doing with the old city builder system first. So, well, I guess it's sort of whole city builder system across the board. What's so funny?
the chat's losing their mind.
They want to.
They're calling for an all cleric party now.
If 3 clerics all prayed for modular boats at the same time,
what are the odds? I haven't actually asked them yet. What are the odds that they're all playing Dwarven Forge clerics?
I mean, that would. Man, now I really want to put some stakes. All right, well, it's stand target.
All right, yeah.
All right.
Stand target. Pieces.
So, where did I put my stair? I have so many buckets of pieces everywhere. I don't know where I put the bucket of the pieces that I need. Go figure. Oh, it's on the other side of the burrows. Hold on, I gotta crawl.
We need answers on vaulted diagonals. What's the question on vaulted diagonals? I missed it.
Okay. So, first things first. So, existing city builder system. Maybe we'll go close up camp first. Let's.
Yeah, I think that's smart. If you're showing stuff off.
Oh, we're leaking way too many things early here. Hold on.
Are we?
Yeah, oops. Okay. Right. So the existing. Let's go tight.
Oh, a restock on the deal. I'll check on the diagonals, or I'll check on the restock stuff. We've been having conversations about the restocks.
All right, so we're gonna.
So I'm trying to get definite answers.
All right, so existing.
This is one of the new pieces.
Yeah,
it's
brand
not,
new.
It's an old.
City builder floors. So we're we're starting with this, kind of same old concept of the floor. The first and foremost, we are only going to make a floor that has a stair hole in it, but we're going to make an insert piece for it so that you can seal it up. Because the problem in the original city builder system is people generally ended up with too few solid floors and too many with the hole or whatever. So we're going to basically, each floor is going to come with an insert. So it can either be a solid floor or a floor with a stair hole. We may make a trapdoor insert also. It's on the list. I don't know if it'll survive, but it's a potential. So basically every floor can do double duty. So you don't, hopefully it means you're never sort of stuck with floor holes where you don't want them or not enough floor holes or whatever. So that was a sort of direct response to, oh, here it is. Here's a fun little mock-up, right? Piece of foam. I don't know why it has a 4 on it, but it does. So you can use them sealed or you can pop it out. Also, then it lets you do like a, oh wait, right. Lets you do like a secret trapdoor thing or whatever too and whatnot. So that's concept number 1 on the floors. Concept number 2 on the floors is we're gonna add paired peg holes on either side. So anybody that has the wooden suspension bridge or the docks is theoretically familiar with our paired pegs. We went heavy on paired pegs in what was the last thing we did? Wildlands. Where is it? Let me see if I have. Oh man, where am I? Pegs. Ugh. Right. So, basically, it's a relatively unobtrusive way to attach pieces to each other. It doesn't have a huge hole. It's not like the the open lock holes, right? So you have some sort of little peg system, like yay, and you'll be able to attach. So you'll be able to attach your old docks to the it's on this one, to the side of the floor, or you'll be able to attach your bridge to the side of the floor, or most importantly, you can attach the floors to each other. So you can give some. It's a first layer of stability to multi-level builds, right? Super important. I should talk about this now too. We're working on the new. What do I have? The H peg. We'll get it close enough. Not much to look at, but it is. So it's a polypropylene little piece that is it's basically it's two little pegs with a crossbar that holds them. So you'll be able to, instead of having to have a whole bunch of little tiny metal pieces, you'll be able to put one piece in theoretically more easily and more smoothly. Of course, it's not going in here, but I think we're going to make a little Dwarven Forge pliers thing for getting these things in and out. But the idea is it'll do the same thing that the metal pegs are, but it's not going to roll off your table. It'll be easier to they won't tear up your Dwarven as much and whatever. So we're working on the little H pegs, so we can give you a whole bucket of H pegs, so you can connect your stuff with H pegs, and then you'll be able to connect floors to each other and floors to docks and floors to whatnots and whatever. The next and the final big thing we're doing with floors is we're going to make them double-sided. So this is something people have been asking for years, and WizKids beat us to the punch on that one. And they're going to cost a little more, but because you'll get twice as much use out of them, I think they're not going to cost twice as much, so I think it'll be worth it in the long run. So you'll have two different styles on either side, but both in the same family, right? So we're not going to have stone and wood. It'll be stone A and stone B, wood A, wood B. So they will be related, whatever they are. And to that end, we're going to have the corner post hole, peg hole is going to go all the way through to the other side. And because we're not going to be able to put these little anti-slip pads that are on the existing ones, we're going to do little tiny anti-slip pads with a little nub, so you can put them on the bottom, whichever is your bottom if you want. You'll put them on the bottom of the floors if you want. You don't have to, and you can also just probably put one in one corner. If you're doing a big floor, you could do a whole bunch or whatever. So, I lost your feed. What the heck is going on?
I was wondering. I was wondering how long it would it would go. I
don't understand.
There's a couple questions about it, but I want to wait for you to be done with the presentation first.
All right, well, so that's it on floors. What are the questions on floors?
People are wondering if you can put pegs all the way through.
Yes, but the City Builder pegs won't go all the way to the bottom, so there'll be enough room to put a little foot peg if you want. But yeah, conceptually, you could have a double length peg or something and go all the way in.
Okay.
Any other floor questions, or should we go to the next piece?
People are asking about magnets.
No magnets, believe it or not. I know, as the magnet guy, but none in this. None here.
People are worried about fragility, I think, with the H pegs.
They're polypropylene. They're pretty strong, and we did some tests. Like they're not quite as rigid as metal, but you also will have the metal pegs also available, so you can use metal if you prefer. It's going to be faster and easier if you have to put a bunch in, and they're not going to roll. I don't know about you, but keeping track of these little pegs is a real pain. But yeah, you can still use the metal pegs if you want. But I'm pretty excited by the H pegs. I think it's going to be a good. I think they're going to work pretty well. And once again, you can still use the metal pegs if you prefer them.
People are saying so. No more magnetic accessories.
No. There's going to be magnets all over the place, just not on the floors.
Yeah, there's actually some very cool magnetic stuff that I think we'll end up showing tonight. But
Yeah.
There's
but no, there will be no anchor magnets, and primarily because unless the anchor magnet is exposed, it doesn't adhere very well, right? It costs a fortune to put the damn magnets in the ledges, and from Dungeon of Doom and from Caverns Deep, we put them in the trifecta ledges, and you barely know that they're there. They don't really grab well, and it's just not worth it. We'd rather double side, rather give you two styles of floor to use, and no anchor magnet. And you can have the little rubber feet if you weren't worried about slippery. That's the theory, the plan currently. Any other floor questions?
I think people are starting to understand why we didn't do it. Yeah, like having like double-sided floors instead is, I think, more, especially because only the lower floor would be able to use the magnet anyway. So it actually,
and it also assumes that you're building on a terrain tray versus any other thing you're using it. Versus like with smaller fiddly, like the dungeon makes a whole bunch of sense. Even with the Wildlands, it makes a lot of sense. Many things, but this, I don't know. It seems like we'd rather do double-sided floors. That being said, who knows? We may end up putting a giant anchor magnet in the side of it, but I highly doubt it. We talked about it. We've kicked it around, but right now it's not in the works, in the cards. So next upgrade are the corner posts. So you're still using the same design as the standard issue corner post. However, we're adding holes. It turns out this is the theme of this Kickstarter is holes, and so we're putting a hole in the top of the corner post so you can stack. You can double stack. Is this one going to work? Why does it want to go in there? Well, conceptually, you can double stack your corner posts if you'd like. You could also put the little rubber feet on top if you want for anti-slip for the other thing. But this is sort of a secondary. We don't have a ton of uses for it other than double stacking. But more exciting is we're putting holes on the sides of the corner posts, and the big driver number one of that is it lets you peg together two corner posts to make a double corner post rather than having to make specialty posts. This will let you put two together if you want to hold two floors together. Instead of having to like hunt down the specialty posts and whatever, you'll be able to use it with the regular posts. And it's not as sturdy as the existing double corner posts that we have. Although I guess it's not a corner post once it's a double, is it? It's like a middle whatever. But in conjunction with the H pegs between the floors, it's going to make it super sturdy. And then you can also do like L-shaped ones where you put another. Let's see if I can. So Toby's been 3D printing out all these mocks, and it's been just amazing. Because we can, trying to do this in foam would be basically impossible. I don't know if this is going to fit. Yeah. All right, so you can do like triple corner posts and stuff. I don't know how well sturdy this is. Why is that peg smell? I don't know, but you get the idea. So it'll let you affix a bunch of floors together, and then even more exciting is this opens up. We know the name for this, so we've been calling them post skins and facades, which is just weird. But we'll get there on the name. Names are always the last thing that happen. Man, I put this stupid Burroughs build between like everything that I want to gain in my life, and I can't. I have to crawl under it anytime I want to go over. I want to get a pair of pliers, but so what's neat about these holes? Is there a light in the front? I should have put another. Hold on. How's that for? Oops, it's in the camera. Yeah, a little more light. Now we can see what we're doing. That's too much light almost. So these what's exciting about these holes is going to let us do two things. One. Oh man.
You all right?
Yeah, I just really want to go over and get a pair of pliers, but it means I have to crawl under the burrows again. It lets us put little dressing. You can use it to put these post skins on, right? We can skin the posts with new flavor, right? So this could be some sort of sculpting or whatever. In this case, like it could be a thing that holds a pole accessory or something. You could have a magnetic one. There's a whole bunch of it. Opens up just a world of possibilities of different things that we can attach to it. That's option one. Option two is it lets you do these neat like. If you have a double, you can like dress. Right, you could do like a double dressing. What do I have? That's oh man, why am I blank? You can could do like a magnetic, right? So this is like a double skin that can hold magnetic accessories or something. So you can dress it up, or it could just be architectural or whatever. And then also just further adds to stability. Geez, so stable I can't get it apart. Ag. All right, and then you can also we can do some sort of facade thing, right? That can bridge. So you could do something that goes on the outside, that could still let you slot in whatever wall you want. So you can decorate up different walls. Also gives stability options. Like gives it opens up a whole world of neat things. Right? You could do an awning that comes out, or there's lots of neat little things that you can stick onto a fix. So that's a whole new system. Also, that's going to be just integral to how the corner posts work. And mostly, it's now people don't need to get specialty posts, right? You can use the same posts for joining 2 floors, 3 floors, 4 floors, and all this whatnot. So that it should be that between that and the double-sided floors, I think people are going to get a ton of utility out of whatever core pieces they have. Are there questions about the corner posts?
No, it was actually fascinating watching the response change over time as you revealed the rest of it. There were concerns about like not liking the holes being visible on the outside, and then he started putting the stuff on it. And they're like, oh, okay. And then he popped out the facades, and they're like, all right, no, never mind, I'm sold. Like, and then you can also still use the corner posts as well if you want to. So if you don't want the holes at all, you can always use those. Yeah,
the old pieces are always going to be available. This is just yet another option. Any questions on it?
Well, we have a way to cover up the ugly triangle part.
On the inside?
Yeah, I think that's the question.
No, so interestingly enough, we'll read them out. We asked people, we sent out our survey, and we got, I don't know, what did we get, like close to 2,000 responses or something? It was a lot. We asked people of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We had 11 issues with City Builder. We asked them to rank their issues, and the exposed triangular groove was the second to last. The penultimate. What's the opposite of?
Penultimate is second to last.
But if it's descending, does it count? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, if you start at the top.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway,
but it's a direction that you're going, yeah.
So the penultimate answer was was people being annoyed by the groove. We figured we kind of hit 9 out of 11 of the, or 8 out of 11 of the issues we've hit, and that one we're leaving for now. We were talking about a little fill piece that you could put on there or whatever, but essentially the problem is making specialty posts. They're annoyingly asymmetrical in that if you wanted to cut off this one side and make it smooth on one side and everything, you'd have to make the reverse on the other side. So it's two posts to make a smooth post times each biome that you're going to do. So it's like it becomes, it's 8 pieces just for sort of vanity posts. And we felt like there were 8 other things we'd rather make. It drives Stefan insane. Like, it drives him up the wall. Like, he hates those little triangles. But I don't know. Ultimately, we'd rather sort of give people a bunch of modular building options and leave them and make 8 other cooler pieces. But that may change. But that's where we are currently.
What was the issue people were least concerned with? I'm sure you said at some point, but I don't remember.
The floor grid. I'm gonna read after I go through this. I'm gonna read all the issues and see if we hit them. So save the question. It's a good one.
All right.
Any other?
Yeah. Well, there's a fair amount. People are wondering about the inside grid. Let's see. I'm wondering if you can make. This cat is driving me insane. Paint schemes are designed to mesh with old Tudor and Fieldstone, I'm sure, right?
What paint scheme?
I think on the new posts, I believe.
Well, we'll get to that when we get to we'll cover the new biomes.
I think that's mostly it. Most of these things are things that you addressed.
So then we're going to do a new round of double high posts. We did double high posts for stone, but we didn't do them for Tudor. So we'll do a new round of them that have they'll have the holes at the top. And one of the problems with the existing double high posts is they have the tendency to splay out a little bit. That is having the facade pieces on there really helps that. And we're gonna do I didn't make a foam mock-up. We're gonna do double high walls, so you can just slot in one big beautiful wall for doing your great hall or your big cathedral or your cool tavern or whatever. So you can do nice big double high. And I think all the double high walls are all going to be magnetic because then you can put your some whatever you want, a big crest, big something on there, whatever. It'll probably still go up a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be the thing people are going to buy 500 of. Well, maybe they will. I hope they do, but it gives us more functionality. We don't want to have to make 2 of them, especially because it's one of the larger pieces. So we'll have double high walls and posts, so you can do fun, cool double high building. And I'm messing around with, I don't know if it's gonna. This is a wacky piece. I don't know if it's exactly gonna happen yet or not. How do we even just? So we're looking at doing, putting 2 holes in the bottom of the walls. Can anybody guess? This is a crazy. This is a wild one. So this is, if you wanted to, let's say you wanted to have a double high. Let's go wide. If you wanted to do a double high room, I don't have. Let's see. So let's say you wanted to do a double high room with then a balcony around it. The getting from double high to regular high is a real challenge. But if we put a peg hole in the bottom of these walls, and actually we'd only need one. We wouldn't have to do on both sides unless we wanted a reversal. But you could then slot it into a one of the regular a 2x4 floor. And it sort of sits with the corner post in this. It holds it in place. And then if we had all it takes is one little tiny piece to put on the bottom. I actually glued this one on. I don't know why, that was silly. All it takes is one little fill piece on the bottom to then seal it up. So then you could do. I missed the mark on that, huh? What's missing here? Oh, we need a double high post. That's what's missing. Do I have another double high post? Or I need to stack 2 of these. Oh, you get the idea, I think. Right, you can... can I get 2 of these on top? Oh. The 3D printed stuff is awesome, but there's no flex to it, so it's really... it's not quite like Dwarfenite, but so I'm making a double high post, a fake double high post. Oh, yeah, that's not very clean, but you get the idea. All right, so you could do. Why is that not landing? Oh, because I'm a floor high short. So I need a real double high post. But yeah, you get the idea. So it lets you do balcony floors in a double, connecting to a double high wall. So all it takes is one extra hole in the floor. I think that covers double high interior. Anybody have questions about double high?
Did you overhang? Oh wow.
You okay?
Did you overhang the exterior that way too?
Overhanging. Yeah, conceptually, yeah. You could cantilever a thing out. Maybe.
People are also wondering if they can have holes for windows in the double high walls.
No, we're gonna just do them solid. We're gonna do basically one solid one, and yeah, we don't have a window option for them yet. Although there may be some specialty, but we'll see. But right now we have just slated basically one solid in each biome. Maybe they'll end up with a specialty one here or there, but right now it's just one solid each. And a lot of it also we have to kind of just make them and play with them and see what else we need. But basically the problem is it's like if we're trying to support some of this new stuff, we want to support old Tudor, old field stone, new fancy stone, new rustic wood, and it's like you need 4 things to fill one gap. So it's like the numbers go up really fast.
Let's see.
Nah.
If you're making holes in the tops of posts, couldn't you just make a floor height filler post and not need double high posts at all?
You could. It just gets sort of fiddly and wobbly. Although, well, no, because I think the problem is the. Oh, I guess you could do it at the top, right? Because it wouldn't have a hole in it. Yeah. Yeah, you could conceptually just do a little floor height. Bloop. Just cap it off. That's a good one. Put that in the 4 more pieces. So in pursuit of modularity, we are going to do a 2x4 floor in each style. Well, there's already existing stone ones, so we'll have a 2. And I think wood will be doubled up, so we don't need to do 2. But we'll have a 2x4 in wood and a 2x4 in new fancy stone, and that will have a. Oh, here it is. That'll have a cutout in it, so it doubles as a stair floor or not. And you can use the same insert, same double-sided insert. It'll be double-sided. I don't know why this insert is half height thickness, but it is. So that'll have a double-sided insert, double-sided thing, and then we're also going to have a 2x2 floor, which is going to give you. It's basically people who are wishing we'd go back to the medieval building. Did I not drill these holes? I didn't. So we'll have a little tiny 2x2 floor that will take your. You can use your narrow walls that you've already got. We'll have new narrow walls in all the flavors, so you can make your basically your dungeon tile style walls, corners. And so this in conjunction with this is going to give you super modularity, lots of great options, and these will have the little side pegs so you can connect your docks to it, or connect your bridge to it, or connect their floors to each other and whatnot. See, then you can make you can make a little 6x6 cottage, or all sorts of wacky, fun shapes and the like. I think that's it for the basic city builder upgrades. Now, what's nice about this is you only need one piece to then do walls, floors, corners, alcoves, the whole, just because it supports the same corner posts and these little guys. Off we go. I'm gonna read the list. This was the from our survey. This was the list of the 11 issues with City Builder and how they rank them. So in order, from number 1 was more ways to join multiple floors together. Check. Easier to build multi-story buildings. Check. More options for creating interior rooms and halls. Somewhat check. And we have something else we're going to show you to double check that. But just the 2x2s and 2x4s alone should help, but we've got another thing for that also. More variety in pieces. I think 150 plus pieces should hopefully check that off. More variety in style and architecture. Absolutely. We have 2 new styles, plus there might be sub-styles or piggyback styles on top of that. More and larger roof options. Check. We'll get to that. Transitioning from buildings to street, ground, battle mat. We haven't really addressed that yet, but that's also what we check. More irregular shapes to buildings. Also, I should have done this at the end because I realized we haven't gone through this. Also, will we check. I prefer faster building over total modularity. Maybe not 100% check. Although we still have, we've got 4x4s, which are relatively quick to build, but it's not going to be as fast as Wildlands build, but it'll be faster than, say, a Warlock tile build. The exposed grooves on, I tried to build a thing. It was it took 30 minutes to build one room. I was like, I'm out. My fingers were bleeding. Exposed grooves and corner posts bother me when not filled in with walls. No check currently, and that was the penultimate one. And I prefer the building floor grid not to be offset by half an inch. That was the bottom one, and we're not adjusting it because that was the bottom concern, but we're hitting everything else. So that was the plan. All right, so now let's look. How are we doing? Oh man, it's already 8:47. We're gonna have to do part 2. Let's look at some rustic wood.
Yeah.
So, what do we have here? We're gonna go.
I'm very excited about what we're doing with wood.
Hey. All right. So let's see if this is working. All right. Oh man, you disappeared again. I cannot.
It's all right, man. Don't worry about me.
Can't catch a break.
I'm all right.
There you go. You're alive. All right, now let's see if this works.
All right. Don't worry about me.
All right. So this is fun. Before we get started, this is a Tudor narrow wall. Little boop. So you get a little short wall on your old school Tudor. Should give you some options. But more exciting. Let's look at some rustic wood. And here's a fun random. Can you even see that? That was our very scientific test of seeing if the H pegs, how they would hold over a 48-hour period. Do they bend? And metal was on the far left. H peg style, one style, and then the last style, and it didn't bend at all. It's great. But that's what we're going to wood.
Are you away from the mic right now? You're away from the mic right now.
Yeah,
they're not hearing you.
I didn't say anything important. Don't worry.
Tell them about that test.
H pegs. This is Tyler doing a very scientific test here. We put the different H pegs out to see, and left it up for 48 hours to see if it would how they would would it sag, and not so much. It sagged if we did a dock straight out of this 2x4 hanging over, and that sagged a little bit. But this much didn't sag over with a single H peg, so it's not so bad. And nice test shots in the background too. It's very. All right, so let's look at some rustic wood. So first of all, door. So doors. We are. The doors in the original City Builder had the opening on the top, and they kind of had a weird shape. We're flipping them around. We're gonna have. They're gonna be sealed at the top, open on the bottom, so they can have like a more door-like shape. And we're putting them completely off the off the center line, so it's the second to bottom. We're going with the second to bottom design there. The very bottom one is basically this layout of the existing ones. They're over the halfway point. By putting it beyond the halfway point, it lets you, if you have your city builder, your castle rampart crenellations, you can put it up there in a lineup. It'll line up with a 2x4. If you do a 2x4 floor, which is this, right? So if you have, this is the new door layout. Wow, that's blown out, isn't it? You can see in there. It'll if you line it up. You see that? And let's say you have you want to do a hallway here. Well, this is a bad example because it actually doesn't line up, but well, close. It's gonna fit in this little gap nicely, so you can actually get out, do some builds like that.
So what are you saying there? The mic.
Oh, I forgot the mic is over on the other side. Ay. I can't move around too. Wait, I'm on the wrong camera. No, you can see the back of my head now. This is. It got off the rails. Hold on, 2 shakes of the lamb's tail. I'm gonna. Where is?
Yeah. So what he was saying is to help with like the offset.
Nobody
basically.
knows what he's saying. Nobody. Where is it?
Well.
What?
Oh, I miss being in the office.
I miss you running Slack. Running whatever this is, OBS.
Nation's mumbling to himself right now. You're not missing anything. He's just trying to figure out
the mic. The mic is here.
software.
I'm just. There's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing.
he's yeah. Cat, come on.
There we go. Okay.
We
here
are
we go.
live. So basically, yeah,
I'm
the
back.
door was being offset a little bit.
New door design. Yay.
Yeah.
It centers it in all the right builds, and it has a more natural door shape. Here's for fun. Here's a floor, a side of a floor in progress. We're actually removing the nails and gonna just do more texture instead. The painting on the nails never ended up really working out well, so we're gonna just do fun little textures instead. It's kind of similar to the existing Tudor, but a little more ramshackle, and smaller boards around with a nice little diagonals. The idea is that this could fit nicely with the Tudor. If you've got the existing wood Tudor floors, this could work interchangeably with them, kind of nicely. Or if you got these and then you got some Tudor walls, you could use them with it or whatnot. There's a lot of front cross compatibility there. The idea with the rustic wood is trying to make something that's super universal, right? Everything from an abandoned building to the bandit hideout to the rundown tavern to the fancy tavern to the low merchant's house, not like a super rich merchant, but to a shop, to I don't know, almost everything you want to do, stables, so whatever is done with this wood, right? Like just plain old nice, or just plain old wood, just wood, lots of wood. Then the back side, the B side of it, would be something like this, which is a parquet floor. So a little fancier, a little classier. Suddenly classes up. Looks great with your Tudor walls. Looks great with your plain new wood walls. And it's a way to upscale it a little. And you'll have both of those on the same floor, which is kind of awesome. And then the insert, it'll be a single. What?
People are saying they feel underdressed. They like the floor.
Yeah. So this will be one piece. The two sides of one piece, enough texture on the sides wherever, and it's not done. It's going to get a little dinged up more, but plain wood side, parquet side. So then you insert that in either of these, and it seals it up, and it should look great. Oh, and here's a fun one. So the side of the, I don't know if you can see that there. The side of the floor, there's two H pegs um, located. I don't know if you can see them. There's little knot holes that are going to show the little holes for the H pegs. So they're going to be hidden in knot holes, so it hopefully won't be too obtrusive. Two pairs of paired pegs centered on each 2 inch, but not in the center, if that makes sense. So first 2 inches one. I wish you could see my cursor, but you can't. And then this should be fun. This is two different styles of wood walls. So the one in the lower left is like the plain one. You see, there's sort of, it's layered, it's distressed, but it's also wonderfully generic in all the right ways. It's kind of, we did vertical planks like the barns in Vermont, but it could be, so it could be a stable, it could be a tavern, it could be just anything. It's like just plain old good old wood, and a lot of it will be, the character will be given by what you dress it up with, right? What you put it, what are the dressings you put against it, or do you put some corner post skins on there, or facades, or whatever. There's a bunch of ways to dress it up, but the building blocks, it should be really adaptable. You see. And then the one in the back is the ramshackle, sort of more broken down version, and that one, then you could intersperse that with some of these plain ones, and it feels like a more broken down one. You could do it with all those, and it's really broken down. You can flip this upside on its head, and it changes the angle some. It should look kind of fun. And then the B sides of both of those look a little like that. So there's little diagonal, slightly curved cross braces, and then this one is patched up and beaten. So you can kind of mix and match. So with just two different solid walls, you should hopefully have a lot of different options for building some fun stuff. That's all we have to show in like plain wood. Any questions on rustic? Oh, here's a fun. This was figuring out the floor. So Eli drew out, like before I actually sculpted anything, drew out the floor and did the grains, and then sort of seeing what it looks like. So we've got this sort of half-inch border, which is grandfathered in from the previous one, and figuring out, hey, does it, can you see the squares when you have floors connected to each other? And when there's a wall in there, what does it look like? How does the border read? So that's why there's like a thin border on the edge of the parquet, which the wall falls right on the edge of that thin border, and then we can build the squares for the two borders together form the squares, if that makes sense. Super fun stuff. And then he actually ended up changing the orientation of the center parquet is now in the opposite direction, just to give it a tiny bit of flair. I don't know if you can see the where is it? Yeah. That's all we got for wood right now to share. Any wood questions?
Yeah, people are loving this so far. Finley had a random thought. Instead of the 1x2 holes in the building floors, what if there was a 2x2 hole where you could have a 1x2 pegged in to allow the stairs on the side or in the middle, a 2x2 filler, or you could also use your 2x2 inserts in the buildings?
The pattern would become a mess, because but yeah, I like the and also the integrity of the floor starts to get wobbly once you cut out too much. We looked at do we do an L, do we do a square, do we do a thing, and it seemed like the old classic 2x1 was the easiest, give us the most bang for a buck.
Some people are saying all that we really need now is a thatched roof.
Well, we have at least one of those, with smoke coming out of it.
Also saying we're going to see a lot of cool custom paint jobs on the parquet floors.
Oh yeah, like it's we literally talked about. Aaron was like, "Oh man, what people are gonna do?" It's gonna be, people can go nuts. So then for fancy stone, that one's not quite as far along. So we have. Here are some sketches on some style exploration. That's the sort of the closest to where we're going. Where the idea is, it's sort of It's masoned ashlar stone, very deliberate, not field stone, with some sort of decorative border on the top, and here were some things with arched. The doors will be arched and the windows will be arched, which should give a nice elegance. Um, and the side of the floor will be a lot like the one on the left here with the dark. So it'll have like a really kind of neat inlaid pattern. You can see there's spots for the H pegs are going to be hidden in those little swirls. The little holes for the H pegs will be disguised by those little curly cues. And then we're sort of figuring out the border, and then there's a lot of exploration of what does the corner post look like, and what is there something fun that kind of wraps around that you can see from two different sides, whatnot. Don't know exactly where it's going, but yeah, these are Nina drawings that just this wonderful striking white and black. It's just like, oh, these get me excited. Then we're sort of exploring how do you do like double doors in a double high wall that can use the existing double door sizes from Dungeon of Doom onwards, so you can use all your existing double doors. We get some new ones, but figure out some sort of frame that can fit in a double high wall slot, so you can then basically mix and match all of your walls, or all of your double doors, old ones and new ones and whatnot. And here were some fun explorations of in clay, some explorations of what could the arches look like on the top, what are the stone styles like and whatnot. The one the stone style we're liking the most is this one, sort of thick stone, thin stone, thick stone, thin stone, thick stone, thin stone, with a border. This border wasn't working, but we haven't figured out a stone thing, and we're just like trying to hammer out the border. So I think we're going to use this stone style with this topper, something like that. And the idea is that it's got a little bit of flair. It feels very different from our existing stone, but it's also generic enough that you could put kind of anything against it, and the character once again will be given to it by whatever's against it. And then, speaking of character, where is that floor? Check this floor out. Oh man, I lost the sketch for the floor. Well, oh no, here it is. So here's a sketch for the floor, the fancy side of the fancy stone floor. And then this is literally hot off the presses. This is where, so then Nina put it out to see what it would look like with a wall against it, and how the border looks. That's kind of neat. And then just like sort of transferred it to clay. This is literally today. This is from like noon today. Clay in progress of what does that look like, and wildly different from anything else that we have in stone, and pretty damn beautiful and elegant, if I say so. So those are kind of our plans for fancy stone. We have a lot to go on there, a lot yet to show, but that's where we're exploring. We should look, man, it's already 9:00. All right, so let's quickly go through some other geometry. In my big old water glass. Woo. So the two things that we're working on are some things that break the boxiness. So obviously everything goes to these big squares. So we're looking at what I'm calling character corners, which are some pieces with character that they're not clean squares. How do we do this again? Oh, I forgot that. Oh, microphone.
There we go.
Yeah, thanks. So the idea with this one is it's a diagonal, obviously, and it could take you can insert a wall or leave it open. And I haven't figured out all the precise geometry yet, but the idea is it would have a corner post hole, so you could and this would actually have a little notch too, so you can then use it. Bill, if you just want to do like a little thing, you could build a little building with it, whatever, whatnot. And then there'll be a small, kind of a baby version of it, just 2x1, which then gives you all sorts of fun options. And this would take a little guy, so you have a couple options of what you could put in there, and then sort of these in conjunction with the 2x1 and the 2x4s should give you a bunch of fun capabilities. And then there's some, I'm working on this crazier one that's like a weird parapety sort of thing, a jutting out bit, and this could take some things there and there, and then fits really nicely over, right, you can put that over this, or something for a cool overhang or something like such. Still in the works, but the idea of like just introducing a couple of shapes that are non-square give you a open up a bunch of fun possibilities. And I can show you a bunch of pictures of like different potential layouts with just a couple of pieces like this. And then I should show you the other thing we're looking at are these interior walls, which are right. So you've got this fun little layer here, and you can take these little guys, which are so the idea is, and these mocks are it's just plywood, so it's not like our balsa wood. It's not, they're going to be a little thicker and whatever. Don't get it. Just thinking about the geometry. So they're freestanding walls that are separate from the floor, so you can use them anywhere, including down in your dungeon or on your battle mat or whatever. They'll have a magnet and metal, so they'll stick to each other for added stability. But you have one that has a door, and you can flip it up. You can flip it either way, so the door can go either which way. And the idea is you can use these to build. We'll have this guy a little. Where's the end of the camera? It has a triangular end, so you can use it to stick into those little exposed spots, and then you have a 2-inch, do a thing, and you can build fun interior rooms, and they'll stick together with magnets. And you can kind of subdivide your rooms in a bunch of interesting ways. I'll show you a bunch of pictures. We have a cool character corner, a little guy like that, so you can do fun things like or make a closet. That's a bad example. There's a door there, but you get the idea. Make a closet or build it out. Do a bunch of really fiddly interior rooms on top of having the 2x2 and the 2x4 floors. So you should have just a multitude of fun ways to subdivide your interiors. And I'll show you. Let's go back to the camera. What is this thing? I don't know. Computer. So we could do just showing you how a couple of these things, that gives you a stupid mic. All right, this is like a 6x6 house with a diagonal. This is taking two of those diagonals and throwing them on a building, or doing it on the inside corner. Two of them together to make a little bay window area. An interior. I don't know why there's a window on this side of the building, but it's just messing around with shapes. Could do a door and a thing. You take the diagonal and do some kind of crazy. The big one lets you build stuff off at a diagonal. You can stack and do some weird bits. Don't get excited about that little dormer window as a third party. I think somebody made. Doug Behringer gave that to me. You can do some crazy I don't know, it's like an M-shaped thing or weird diagonals. This is a fun, right? You could have a big courtyard, that's I don't know, courtyard. The stables are on the right, and things on the left, or to kick out a thing there. The interior walls, if you want to do interior of a upstairs of an inn or something, or this would be a bunch of little rooms in an inn. Uh, that white one was, I think I ran out of the balsa wood, so that's approximating the balsa wood. Uh, it's sort of a bunch of fun, like lots of ways to sort of break up your interiors. With only a couple. Actually, we killed this. This corner piece doesn't exist, but you can do it with the regular corner and the 1 incher. Um, are these all popping up in? Yeah, you can see that. So more like, once again, sort of thinking about the insides of taverns and inns a lot, and houses. How do you look at that's a fun, right? That's like kind of a crazy figure 8 house, walls and doors in between. Is this the same thing? -1 outer section. That's getting wacky. But yeah, the conjunction, not a ton of pieces, and it gives you a whole bunch of different fun ways to put stuff together. So we have. Do we look at? Should we talk about roofs and docks? Maybe we'll save those for another. We have a roof.
Those are like the 2 most wanted things.
Well, the more reason to wait, right?
And you just dropped that they're happening.
Well, it's still no. Docks may be premature because we're still noodling out. But we have a modular roof. Okay, I'll show. We'll look at modular roof system in the works. Right, it's a couple of core pieces. Are those on this? Yeah. So it's a valley, a shed, and a corner, and then an overhang and an extension for it. And those let you do. Let's see. There's a multitude of different shapes you can do, very very easily. I didn't put the roof pictures in. I did a bunch of builds the other day with these.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, they're we can't see them.
What?
They're
I never
transitioned.
I never transitioned over. Oh, well, here.
Yeah.
Thanks for that one. All right, so there we go. We got 3 roof pieces. Bum bum bum. Right, or 4. I guess it's 5. And there's a low grade, low slope one, 2. And then those let you build a whole slew of cool configurations. We're looking at doing a sort of a diamond. Is that a diamond? I don't know. Diamond shingle pattern. Probably one on the left. And yeah, I think it sort of shows the idea. Oh, here's another fun, unrelated. These were sort of ideas of how the skins and facades, what they can do. The fun bits. Where are those? Man, where did those roof pictures go? Did I look? I could play with them. They're a little cantankerous. I did not load them. What's
Everybody's shouting roots.
Roots. Beans and roots. Oh, maybe I never sent them to my computer. That's why I didn't load them. I can look at them in person. 2 shakes.
Everybody's very excited about this. That's what a lot of people were hoping for.
Yay. Alright, I'm gonna blast a whole bunch of. I took a whole bunch of photos. This is gonna be an unedited blast of photos. So bear with me here.
Let's see.
So this was playing with some. Is that popping up? Yeah. Oh man, you disappeared. I can't. I could get one thing or the other.
Don't worry about me, man. I'm just showing them my cat.
Well,
which I guess actually is good for viewership. So
yeah, cats are on the internet. Likes cats. So these are just some like fun possibilities with. Wait, get out of here. All right, just these 5 core shapes. Some ways, and these aren't sculpted. These are just raw geometry. Like we'll probably swoop up the overhang and do, like we'll give it some style. This is just sort of playing with just these bits gives you a lot of that's the same picture twice, thrice, too many times the same thing. A lot of neat ways you can skin that cat, so to speak.
No.
Where's the clip? And we could have like the neat thing is this. Am I on the? This little overhang guy can stick to the new the corner posts with the holes. Lets you stick them. You could go right to the corner post.
Mike.
Darn it!
Gotta grab that mic.
Lavalier. I need the days where I'm wandering around. I need a. So like you can. What's neat about this guy is, if you have a thing here, you can just pop it in the new holes on the corner posts, so you can sort of just pop that thing on as your little place to head out and whatnot. So we're working on playing with it, and these all once again will peg together with the same kind of system. So the idea is you can lift the whole thing off to for gaming, and do ideally we want to be able to lift lots of layers off as big chunks so you can get access as you're playing. The big key on this, the reason we're doing the diagonal shingles is because these corners right, we have an overhang, right, you want to have this sort of sticks out enough that it overhangs. Like the overhang is what makes the roof feel satisfying. So but when you try and do a valley, an inside corner, they run into each other. So we have that little cutout in the corner so you can do that. But then it's masked by having the shingles be these diagonal diamonds, sort of masks that. And then this connects it, whatever. And then we have the little extension. It's in the works. It's going to be a neat, I think it's going to be a neat thing. So this funny looking piece is the extension for this, so you can have it overhang, a 2-story high overhang on the front, like, because that was the thing the existing roofs don't have, like they only kind of overhang on one angle but they don't on the other. So this way you can have it overhang out in a bunch of fun ways. So it should be pretty cool. But it's we're still pushing stuff around. Is early yet. Any thoughts or questions?
People are very excited about this.
Anything they're worried about?
They were wondering if there's a flat bit to make larger roofs.
Maybe. If you haven't figured out, you might be able to. We're trying. I think if all goes well, you'll be able to use your 2x2 floor to connect, or your 4x4 floor. Like, I think we're going to use the same double peg system, so then you could connect your floor in there, and then like you'd build first stage up, put a floor in, connect it to the floor, and then build a stage on top of that. So we wouldn't have to have a specialty piece. But I don't know. We're working it out. There may be a thing that's just like a rafters cube that fits in there or whatever. I don't know. Once again, trying to give you as much, make as few pieces, unlike like an STL project where you can just make essentially unlimited pieces. We're trying to, we have a hard piece limit, so we're trying to be able to, reuse as many pieces as possible, so that you don't have to. And also, it just means you don't have to buy 500 different pieces. So if you can get multiple uses out of your floors, it gets you something. You okay over there?
I'm great.
Yeah.
I've been getting migraines a lot the last couple of days. I don't know why. It's frustrating.
Oof. Frustrating is the one.
Got a couple questions, though.
Yeah.
That are interesting. Uh, are the roofs going to have the metal plates like the old roofs?
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, metal, so you can put your old, put your old chimney.
Magnetic chimneys and stuff on them.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is also playable space up there, right? We were gonna have some holes and some ways, so, like we want to be able to fix stuff to do to get up, have some danger on the roofs. It's important. But yeah, you'll be able to like stick your old your chimney on there slash new ones or whatever. Yes.
I need a great hall. Will this be feasible with the direction
Yes.
this is going? Yes.
Yes. Yeah, double high. Yeah, some nice double high walls and double high posts, fancy floors. You're like, what else do you need in a great hall?
What about railings for a flat roof space like that?
Uh, there's a railings are going part and parcel with docks, scaffolding. We'll figure out that's it's in the works. But yeah. Although funny enough, like we're super anti-railing. Like we have more dangerous railing-free like bridges and nonsense than anything. But yeah, we have something cooking.
How does the floor insert piece stay put inside the cutout? What happens if it's on the second floor?
Pressure. It's gonna be a tight fit.
Cool. So you'll need to apply pressure to get it in and pressure to get it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Okay.
gonna be a pain. It's gonna be a pain to like pop it out. You're not pain, but it's gonna be a really tight fit. So you have to pop it out. Like you could put
A
lead
lot of
minis
people
on it.
wondering if we can get rafters.
Probably like particularly with we could do. Here's like a sample of like so if we took a one of these facade pieces and pretend this is wood, like not a beautiful like stone style arch, but like just simple wood. Here, let me go to the other camera.
Thoughts for a roof piece to allow a fogger underneath it so there's a working chimney.
Yes, tune into episode 34. When did we show that? It was
When did we show the thatched roof? I think it was last year.
no.
That was one of the last streams last year, I think.
I don't know what
No, I don't
time
think
it
it was
is.
this year.
Yeah.
We have, yeah, the thatched roof that was cut from Wildlands. We're planning to bring here, and
it fits the fogger.
the fogger, the fogger like goes into the roof, and then you sit the whole thing on top of the building.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And
yeah.
that's already sculpted and ready to rock. So basically, we could do a thing. So imagine this was like a couple angular rafters with a hole and whatever, and then this is a solid rafter piece, right? So it's like a facade rafter piece that you can pop in.
Ooh.
Does that make? Yeah.
So, what about a floor that has a fireplace that fits over the fogger?
Where would the fog go? Because doesn't the fog? I mean, doesn't this like?
I guess yeah. You wouldn't want the fog to be if you have a fireplace. You don't want the smoke to be in the room.
Literally, the whole purpose
Yeah.
of the fireplace is so that it will go out the room. But like a fire pit,
Yeah.
like that would have been a cool Wildlands piece. Was like a thing for like the whole knoll where we could put a campfire over it, and there's smoke coming out of the fire. Like,
Oh, that'd be really cool.
yeah, because it
Um,
doesn't make as much sense in the building. Like you don't want your building filling with smoke. That's why you built the fireplace.
Any new furniture pieces for the new sets?
Fine.
It's some of the only pictures we haven't shown, I think.
Yeah, what do we got? We got one. Oh, I'll show you one. We got what's Michelle been working on? This little guy. Wait, we have to zoom out.
Mike.
Son of a gun.
Mike.
Hello. So this is like it's like we're gonna a tabletop that'll be actually separate from the base. So if you get into a bar fight, it can break, or you can pop it off. You can use it as a pallet, or use it as like a barricade or whatever. But a little square table that'll then fit on a base. So it'll be like a nice tavern table, or you can break it up. You can use the base as like a pole accessory holder, or you can use this thing, or but something like that. Might be cooking. Maybe a picture frame in the works that you can slide in a little piece of. We'll have a couple options like a little mirror thing, a little a map, a portrait, a a couple things, print out your own things, put it in there. Got some, got fun things cooking. Yeah.
Let's see. That's a Matt and Marisha fireplace. I'm not familiar with that reference.
Are they people in this industry? There's no famous Matts and Marishas in this industry.
Yeah. Did they have an incident where they filled their house up with smoke or something? I'm just not aware of it.
Yeah, there was a fireside chat, and it
Yeah?
it was like delayed by an hour or something because they like the whole house filled with smoke, and it was awesome. Yeah, it turns out you gotta open the damper. You know, the flue is.
So I guess if I go all in painted, what should I start saving up for? Another 6K ish?
Sure.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that sounds safe.
We're pretty early on. All the alarms were going off. I mean, we're no strangers to that, honestly.
No joke.
That time during Wildlands when we were, I think it was like an hour before a stream. You set off the fire alarms, and we were like worried, like, are we gonna get back in time?
I just wanted to get one shot, and I turned all the foggers on, and then it was like, yeah. It cleared the whole building out, and everyone was just like glaring. And, yeah, that was pretty awesome. Shot looked good.
We need Dwarven Forge fences, so we don't have to buy them from WizKids.
Yeah, we don't have fences slotted right now. We're a little more city focused, less farm focused right now. But yeah, it's on the. I mean, there's a long list of things that we want to do in Sculpting World, but we haven't quite gotten there.
Sci-fi's right. No, sci-fi is going to be its own project.
We haven't forgotten. We literally were just talking about it today.
Yeah. Yes, sci-fi is going to be its own standalone project. It won't be rolled into this because we want to make sure that we do it right and we give it like all the attention when we're doing it.
If we, I don't know what form it's going to take yet, but it's like, it's going to be cool. There's a lot of things we need to. It's also we should do. At some point we should do a sci-fi episode and poll the viewers about. There's a bunch of fundamental questions we need to kind of figure out, which is really challenging.
We might be able to do that next month. Although next week we're booked. But
you think?
Yeah.
No, we should. Man, it's already 9:30. Yeah. Right, we gotta get out of here. So tell us how to download the comments so we can go through them, and we'll.
I'm sure there's already going to be a lot of discussion.
Yeah, put the stuff on Discord.
Yeah. The conversation is pretty active over there. We've got a whole channel dedicated to discussing this upcoming Kickstarter. We've also got a section on the forums dedicated to it. So if you want to discuss these things further, I do read everything. Please be nice.
Yeah, there's real people on the other side of the.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. We covered almost everything we talked about, so it should be. Yeah, that was a lot. We gave a lot tonight. So, what is that?
It's a magnetic post skin, so you can like stick in a pole accessory one. Which that kind of thing is just gold, because then if you've got, we've made so many different pole accessories, like giving people ways to attach them to the outside of your building. It's like, just opens up possibilities, versatility, modularity. Those are the drivers. I think we'll do some more of these episodes as things evolve, or maybe we'll do a whole. We could do a whole one on roofs at some point, or a whole one on docks.
The roof design. It'd be fascinating, especially if we get to a point where we can have people like in the office together more. Even just like doing something that like goes through like what the process was like trying to design these systems. I'm very impressed with what the team came up with.
Well, it's being sort of launching into 3D space and having like, we can do sketches and Toby can quickly turn it into 3D thing and then tweak it. And as he's doing it, he can like literally build it in virtually and be like, oh wait, no, this doesn't work, and make all these cool refinements and changes or whatever. And then, and then if you add this piece, you can do that. And like, it's just It's unbelievable. And then print out a physical thing, and see what it, physically see what it see how the geometry works. It's been pretty awesome.
Everybody's just shouting docs at me.
Next time, you're getting doxxed.
Yeah, I'm getting doxxed.
It's rough. It's rough. It's only 9:30. There's enough. You can't have too many beans in one sitting.
Yeah, we'll be able to show more later.
Yeah, we got.
Did you say we're doing docs though? I can't remember.
Yeah, we're doing docs.
Yeah, we are doing it. We just don't have it to show right now, I guess.
Oh. We got plenty. We'll parse it out over time.
Yeah, there's still months to go to like fill everybody in on stuff. But yeah, thank you for all your support. This has been a wild stream to try and keep track of. Thank you for all the subs. Thank you for
we did the giveaway.
Your excitement. Yeah. Your enthusiasm is very refreshing.
Yeah, we'll and we're gonna keep we'll keep have a nice steady stream of cities development over the course between now and October. Sort of show you as things are changing and evolving and new things are coming into existence, and show you the process. Basically, it's a lot of it's just sketching, dreaming, drawing, testing, throwing it out, doing it again. But it's fun to try and show you this. Some of the stuff gets thrown out, some of it gets made, some of it whatever. No. So just remember, everything you said, like this, all this could change. Like there's literally nothing. Nothing has been cast yet. And even if it does get cast, sometimes it gets cut or held or whatever. Like that thatched roof that was made last year and will come out this year. So it's it's all part of the process. So don't get too up in arms about any of it because it could evolve. Yeah.
Let's see.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, October is the tentative Kickstarter date.
Yep.
October is what we're really trying to meet.
It's October or 2021. 22. What year is it? Yeah, 2020. It's either October or 2022. We'll have to do something in October. So we'll figure out I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something fun.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been a great night.
Yeah. You're a good city planning council. So
yeah.
It's fun to do it.
Who would have thought having 160 people on the board would
woo
be so efficient.
All right. So Hamster Hobby Hang tomorrow night, and then next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, extravaganza of streams. So we'll see you guys then. Thank you for everything. Have a good night. Stay safe. Bye.